Hey everybody, this is the Right Geek, back with another installment of Iron Man Things. Today we are going to talk about Tales of Suspense number 58, in which we have a battle between our mighty Golden Avenger and Captain America. Uh, and the first thing I want to point out here is this little message on the cover here is kind of hilarious in its honesty. Basically, they're like, why are these two gallant allies battling each other to the bitter end? Mainly to get you to buy this mag and see the answer inside. If we can't always be clever, we can at least be honest. So there's something really refreshing about that. They're like, here's what's really going to attract people. Iron Man and Captain America fighting each other. Yeah, they'll want to pick that up to see what the hell's going on. And we have here also, at the beginning, well, I'm here testing my underwater armor. Let me wrestle this killer shark. There are so many things about these early issues that were just atrociously fun in the best way. And that's just two of those things that I really enjoy about this volume. So basically the actual plot of this is that the Chameleon tricks Iron Man into thinking that he is going to infiltrate Avengers HQ as Captain America. And here we have this little junior high sex moment between Happy and Pepper, with Happy wearing this really loud and atrocious 70s style jacket. And Pepper being like, oh, I'm blinded. Let me put my glasses on. That's pretty funny. But anyway, so Tony gets tricked into thinking that Captain America has been replaced at the Avengers Mansion with an imposter, so he bursts through the wall of the mansion and says, hey, Chameleon, I thought I'd find you here. And then they get into this fight, and meanwhile, Captain America, who is in fact the real Captain America, is like, what the heck is going on? And this is a good example of what number one Marmaduke fan would call the Marvel misunderstanding. In the classic Marvel era, when the writers decided, you know what, we want to see a couple of heroes in a fight. How do we do that? Well, we put them in a situation where they think the other one is an imposter, or they think they're working at cross purposes with each other for reasons that they are both unaware of, and then they end up fighting for that reason. But it's not a genuine reason. They've basically been tricked into fighting each other, and it's something that happens enough in the early comics that it is kind of a classic thing. But eventually, after they battle it out for a little while, it is eventually revealed that, no, this Captain America that you've been fighting, Tony, is actually the real one. It was the Chameleon who sent you after him. And they have kind of this silly fight with gravel pits and steam shovels and stuff like that. Just pure entertainment and fun. But I think the reason why I tabbed this issue to begin with was the end. After everything has been sorted out and we've recognized who the real Captain America is, and okay, well, I'm glad we all sorted that out. No hard feelings? Of course not. And then at the end, we have this interesting panel where Tony's sitting there thinking in the middle of the night, thinking, I was too easily fooled by the Chameleon story. It was unpardonably careless of me. So that goes back to something that I talked about in an earlier video, the fact that Tony doesn't emotionally validate himself in these early comics. If he makes a mistake, even if it's not necessarily all his fault and it's just a misunderstanding, he rakes himself over the coals for it. He thinks, dang, I should have been thinking more carefully. He says, sometimes I grow overconfident in my superpowered armor. I must always remember President Johnson's favorite motto, "Let us reason together, for a man's brain is still his most potent weapon." So once again, we have the hero who is always questioning what he does and always thinking how he could have done that better, how he could have sorted through this the situation better. And he is not just thinking that he's the greatest thing in the world. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. He is always judging himself to be deficient in some way. So once again, we have no emotional validation. We have harmless, silly fun, and we have one of those classic Marvel misunderstandings that gets the heroes to fight each other. This is another sort of basic early comic in this opening volume of Tales of Suspense stories, and yeah, like the others issues in here, there's so much in these that are just atrociously fun, and I adore them. Stay tuned in future videos for more issues of this sort. Thank you for listening.